Welcome to the Miss Francois Show. I'm your host, Miss Francois. That's multi-talented and super sexy. I make that look easy. What is my show about? We have candid conversations, a variety of entertainment, and we use humor here to help you deal with your dysfunctional relationships. To start the show off right, we're going to have some entertainment. Today, we have Kaya Kulu. She has been singing since the age of 3, but said she's been focusing really hard for the last 10 years. And since she's going to perform, she better show that 10 years meant something. So we're going to have Kaya Kulu singing Outta Line. Song kind of juicy.
Oh, oh, oh. I can't wrap my head around you telling people we were friends. Go behind my back and praise me when it was convenient. I won't pretend it didn't hurt. Seeing how you did your dirt got me messed up. You meant the world, the sun, the sky, the earth, the stars and moon. You meant my world. I'd gladly go to war, I'd die for you. Give me all of your time till to the last time. This how you thank me for it. I'ma let you know you out of line. And no permission, no consent, but took your time to waste my time. Oh, what a lie. Betrayed my heart when you knew I was down to ride. Stay by your side. Scoo. You know you got the right one right. You know I ain't gon' let this slide. You know you got the right one well. And you gon' have to hold this L. I say you gon' have to hold this L. Oh. Pay me as the villain, play the victim like an instrument. Stuck around your cyclones and got caught up in your dizziness. Played in the fire and I got burned. For the lesson I learned, you got me stressed, yeah. You tried to go and take advantage of me. Thought I would sit there and be passive. Oh please, I got the wall off my eyes, I see through your lies. How dare you take my kindness for weakness? I'ma let you know you out of line. And no permission, no consent, but took your time to waste my time. Oh, what a lie. Betrayed my heart when you knew I was down to ride. Stay by your side. Screw. You know you got the right one right. You know I ain't gon' let this slide. You know you got the right one well. And you gon' have to hold this L. You know you got the right one right. You know I ain't gon' let this slide. You know you got the right one well. And you gon' have to hold this L.
Kaya girl, I don't know what man you were singing about in that song, but he's a loser. So on today's segment, we have 3 beautiful young ladies, and you know what month this is, right? It's Women's Month, so it's all about us. So I'm going to introduce them. Look at these lovely ladies. So we're going to start with the one who blessed us with an amazing song. Hi, Kaya, how are you?
Hi, Miss Francois. I'm doing well.
Oh, I see. So she started singing since age 3. No, she wasn't talking, but okay. And she's been doing this thing for 10 years. Right now, she's a barista. That's a first, no.
I make you coffee.
Oh,
When you come to me in the morning, I steam
why did I
the
think
milk.
that was like dancing or something? I'm so
Because
sorry.
it sounds like a dance term. It's okay.
Makes sense. So right now, she's pursuing her career in music. And right next to her, we have Crystal J Ferguson, her whole name. She's a serial entrepreneur. A dynamic woman of God, amen. She's a CEO of Elegant Chauffeurs, a luxury boutique I don't know what she's trying to get clients or something from the show, because I don't know why she told me all these things. Founder of Compact Counselor, a digital student. All right. So you just do a lot of things. Is that true, Crystal
yes,
J?
ma'am.
Oh, okay, thank you. So right next to her, we don't have one Crystal, we have 2 Crystals. This is Crystal Burey. She's a New Yorker with Jamaican roots.
Yes.
Boom, boom. Okay, no. She holds a BA in from Lafayette College and MBA in Northeastern University. She's a brand marketing professional in the consumer, blah, blah, blah. And she loves to travel. Hi,
I do.
Crystal B.
Hello.
So I'm going to say Crystal B, Crystal J, and Kaya.
Yes.
So I'm going to go straight into the question. It's Women's Month. I have you women all here, young, beautiful women, fertile. Nobody has kids. Nobody has kids.
Yet.
Yes.
So,
I need to be married first.
That's
Hold
a
on.
fact.
amen. Having sex, but all right. So, Kaya, I want to throw this question to you since you just performed. Your music, that's one of your passions. That's the things that you're pursuing, right?
Yes.
When it even comes to relationship, with such a dynamic career ahead of you, how is relationship going to play in a factor? I mean, men going to be looking at you and you trying to hold on a relationship. How is that
already
supposed to
do.
work out?
Yeah, they already do. So for me, it's being clear about who I am and what I expect when it comes to getting to know me, if that's something that a man wants to do. I'm very clear about my boundaries. I'm very clear about, look, if you're not serious, I don't have time. I won't make the time.
You must know when somebody read a book before they come on my show. Okay, so that's really nice answer there. Okay, so she ain't got no man. Oh, complicated.
It's
Okay,
complicated.
see what I said? Ain't no man. Crystal B,
Yes, ma'am.
you seem to be one of those women who get it together. You see how she has her hand, like everything is perfect. She's sitting up and everything. Many people say today that women, independent women intimidate men. Do you think you intimidate men?
I do. People say that, which is so unfortunate.
Because you intimidate me, but okay. Why do you think that is when it comes to you?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I think I tend to lean serious, which can be intimidating for people. I also really value intellectual stimulation. So when dudes come to me and don't have anything to talk about, it doesn't go very far.
Okay, so for you, he has to have gone to college. He needs to be able to read a textbook. He needs to be able. He needs to know poetry. So since you have an idea what this man's supposed to be, give us an idea for all those desperate men out there.
I would love for him to be educated, but I think more important than education is he curious? Is he interested in learning? I love documentaries. I think that's probably the dorkiest thing about me. So, can we engage in something like that together and have stimulating conversation?
Yeah, okay. She's going to be single for quite a while.
Oh my God.
No, there are dudes out there.
Help her, Crystal F. Since you holding a man down, your man holding you down, the only person in a real relationship on this set.
Ooh.
Give her some advice. Any advice for Crystal B?
My advice is know what you want, own who you are, and be unapologetic, because the person that you're aligned to be with will match up. And don't look for it. When you stop looking for it, it'll show up. He will show up. The spirit and the soul that you're trying to connect with will show up in the most dynamic way where it's not forced. And you'll know. You'll know.
With that said, how long you been with your man, Crystal F?
5 years.
Where did you find your man?
So we met when we were in high school. We were just friends, and we lost touch over the years. And a friend of mine knew that I was looking for him just to reconnect with all my friends. And I found out that he was incarcerated.
See, your man's still in jail, girl. You good. Go ahead, Crystal.
Found out he was incarcerated, figured out with the correctional facility where he was, went to go visit him, and he didn't know I was coming. And it was just I wanted to know why my friend was in prison. It didn't sit well, it didn't make sense. And come to find out, he was in prison for a crime he did not commit. And so just our 6-hour conversation, no phones, no nothing, we just were able to catch up with no distractions. And I think in a social media era right now, it's hard to do that. So over the past
while he was in there, he's home now. Holla. Um, but it was about close to 4 years of him being in prison and me going to visit him, us doing phone calls and just constantly being in communication on a deeper level that, again, social media kind of takes you away from having that level of intimacy, getting to know somebody without all the fluff. And we were able to master that, and we've been rocking.
All right, can you just tell her which prison he was in so she
Oh
can...
my God.
I'm here to help you people, okay?
He was at Woodburn Correctional.
All right, write that down.
I'm not taking any notes.
But see, this is the thing, you never know.
She says
And
sunblock.
if you block it out and be like, I could never do that, you might miss your husband. I don't know, sis. I don't know.
Single for the rest of her life.
Nah, I'm not receiving that.
Nah.
Kaya, whatever. You stop complicated. I don't know why you trying to chime in and what.
It's complicated, but we're about to uncomplicate that real fast.
Come on now.
1, 2.
So going back to like the music and the things that you do, how do you find when it comes to music, sex seems to sell? I mean, you look amazing, you're beautiful, but when it comes to that, is it part of it that you're gonna have to take off most of your clothes? How is that gonna be for you? And is that a problem or it doesn't matter?
So for me, I try to embrace the duality of it. Yes, sex does sell. Okay, cool, fine, whatever. But I'm not a stripper. It's just not me. No shade to the strippers. Do your thing. That's for you. It's just not for me, and that's okay. So how I can accentuate my sexiness is how I'm going to do that. And whether people choose to receive that or not, that's not up to me, you know? Like, I don't feel like I'm going to have to straddle those lines of like, oh, is she a stripper or is she this or that? Like, I feel like I'm going to have a great time being authentic in who I am.
Oh my God, you hear? Woman's month, power to the woman.
Yeah.
So what are some challenges you think women face when they're going after their purpose? And I'm saying that because of someone with your strong personality, right? Mm-hmm. When you're going after your purpose, what are some challenges you have been facing? And even that does enter in relationship also, because that ended up being an issue.
Oof. I think I'll speak for me, like in the season that I'm in now, wanting to pursue purpose as someone who's out of the box, like that offbeat kid, having taken such a by the book route, going to business school, getting my MBA, going into corporate life, I'm fighting myself, like fighting the things that are in me to do because they're so unconventional. So I think there's so much inner work that I'm personally doing about giving myself the permission to do what I'm passionate about and imagining what that can look like, even if to everyone else it looks insane. How that's impacted my relationships, honestly, after business school, I didn't prioritize relationships at all.
You are
Let me know
hilarious.
how that works for you.
I will. I will.
Crystal J, like, you expressed to us, like, how you found your man, and you all obviously in a great relationship now. How long has he been out?
A year and I want to say 5 months.
So he being from where he came from, and you a serial entrepreneur, like, how does he factor into that? Like, is he helping support your business in any way, or how is that working?
Yeah, so he had his own vision. So he started his own business while he was incarcerated. He got a degree while he was incarcerated. So like
How long he was incarcerated for?
close to 10 years.
Wow.
Yeah. And
You're
so
a good woman.
I am. I am. And he's a great man too, so it works.
Aw.
But when we in some of our early conversations, he shared with me his vision, and I'm like, how can I help make it happen even while he's incarcerated? And so just cultivating that and helping him get trademark processes done, and we're on the phone figuring out the application, selecting the things, because I always wanted to make sure he was included in his own process. So his vision, him having a vision is necessary. If your man has a vision and he won't get in the way of yours. And then you can two collectively do things, which we have, but it's still, we have our separate things going on, but we can come together and still have our own identities. Because I think a lot of people kind of strip themselves away once they get in a relationship and stop chasing their goals. But you have a purpose, and it's important for you to pursue it and still be in a relationship and balance that.
Like when it comes to the music, do you have a time when, okay, at this age I'm gonna stop?
When God tells me it's time, it's time. When my body tells me it's time, that's when it's time. I don't have a, if I live with that mentality, then it's like, okay, are you really doing this for you, or are you doing it for somebody else?
So this is something you could see yourself doing into your 50s, 60s?
70s, 80s, maybe even 90.
Girl,
Yes, I'm here for
more
it.
power, power to you. I'm not saying. Crystal B, what was interesting to me is all the places you've been.
Yeah.
Now that's exciting. You ain't give a man a green card yet. Like,
Oh my gosh, they propositioned me.
Oh my
They
gosh.
what is the
propositioned me.
see?
She
That could
blocked
be-
it out.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I am not going to be someone's ticket to citizenship unless the. Let me
Yeah, let me
retract
hear-
this
no,
a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
keep it for
Take your
yourself.
time.
She was ready.
If I happen to fall in love with someone who lives in another country, first of all, I would love to develop a life abroad, right? I've lived abroad before. I want to live abroad again. I think I could smell someone that's just trying to come for a green card, because that's all they're probably going to talk about.
But you have met men in foreign countries, and
Yes.
any possibilities, or you just block that out immediately? Like no.
No, I've met some amazing guys. Traveling solo, I think, has been the key for me, because you're available for conversation. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, you're by yourself, I'm by myself. I've made friends across the globe. None of them have become partners, but I mean, we're still in touch, so anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just blocking it out. All right. We're trying to support her the best we can here. Since we're in Women History Month, what does that mean to you, Kaya? Yeah, I'm giving the rest time
Always
to think of their
empowering the
fancy
women.
answer.
No, let me chill. Very high school answer. Women's History Month. That means seeing the many different spectrums of the woman, wherever she comes from, however she's made up. Leaving room for her insecurities to then become her security, and to allow her to blossom. Like, let her do her.
I can't stand having educated people on this show. It's so exhausting.
We were not pre-screened for
I'm
ignorance.
sorry.
No pre-screening.
The ignorance comes from Brooklyn, and if you want the flatbush, you pay extra. No.
Okay.
So, same question. What does Women History Month mean to you?
It means I'm creating history now. So like, I love being around women, surrounded by women that are doing their thing, because tomorrow, what we did today is history. So it's like we're constantly creating new ways of like history for our future selves. So I love it. I love evolving and just growing and taking people with me.
Take it away, Crystal B.
I love that so much.
So she's trying to steal.
No, I'm not going to steal. I'm not going to steal.
We can share.
Yeah, I think that there's so much prescription around what it means to be
Come on, word
a
choice.
woman, what it means to be female or femme. I think for me, this Women's History Month, it's about learning about the women in my life. So talking to my mom, asking her more questions, taking time to honor the women who have developed me. And I'm going to steal a little bit of Crystal's answer, like writing my own story.
Yeah.
What do I want my future kids to remember about me, and helping that push me into those uncomfortable places.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, all right. So we always talk about life is a journey and so forth and so on, and it's not the destination. So in your journey thus far, what is one thing you believe at this point in time you think you know for sure?
Ooh.
I know I got that from Oprah, girl. But I
Thank
changed
you,
it up a
Auntie
bit.
O. What I know for sure, that I'm supposed to be here. And that's like a headline answer, but I think the long answer is I was created for a purpose, right? Like, there's so much about life that causes you to question yourself. Like I experienced my first ever layoff last year, which was so unsettling. And it really makes you question, like, am I on the right path? Am I supposed to be doing this? Like, and I've just really settled in myself that I'm meant to be here. And I think life is about finding out and exploring why.
Oh, first answer I liked.
Yo.
Go ahead, Kaya. What has your journey taught you thus far?
For me, the essence of community is very important because although I am I would like to perceive myself to be very loving and welcoming, at times I tend to isolate. So learning that I don't have to do it all on my own all the time and that I can trust people, even though in times it has been very hard to, but I can open my heart to actually give trust to people and allow them access.
Oh, I didn't give any one of them these questions.
She didn't.
Not at all.
Go ahead, Crystal.
What I know for sure through my journey is that life is happening moment to moment. And so everything we do is a choice, right? We learned that. And I'm realizing that when we hold on to energy that has brought us down, we're choosing to do that. So if you choose to let something go that may have hurt you and just move forward and be fully present in that moment to experience that moment, I think it is just life-changing. So I do believe I was created to inspire, but it could just be conversations with individual people. It may not be like a mass audience. It could be, but just knowing in a particular moment, who do I need to be here? How can I serve? And then go on to the next moment.
Come on. How can I? Come on.
Preach.
Hush. Shabba. Come on.
So now that we dig just a little in the past to see how far we've come, the simple question that people always say, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Even though I like that question, I don't think people really think about it. But I'll just say to you, where do you see yourself even in little as 1 year? Like the same time this year, next year, where would you see yourself? Yeah, you see me looking at you, act like you're this eye contact.
I see myself in a space where I'm traveling and telling stories.
No, man. I mean, oh, sorry.
I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm not. The
Sorry.
sentence has layers. Yeah, I also see myself in a loving relationship with someone whose energy matches mine. I see myself more certain about my why. Yeah, that's where I see myself.
Kaya?
I also see myself in a non-complicated, healthy relationship, non-toxic. Feel me? Obviously, we're gonna have arguments, but that's okay. I also see myself finally completing my album with a music video out, maybe 2, and in a healthy environment for myself where I'm able to produce the art and give back to my community.
Oh, that comes from a place of trauma.
It does.
Where do you see yourself?
I
Okay, sorry.
I do see myself married and expecting a year from now. Yes, I do. Additionally, I feel like I'll be speaking more. I'll have more books under my belt that has been produced to the world and published. I just see so much. Like it's big, but I can't really formulate the words. But I know, I feel it, that it's gonna be all of this process that I'm going through right now. I feel like it's gonna come, the fruits I'll be able to see a bit more.
Right. And once you guys see the vision for yourself, any and everything is possible.
Right.
And so with that said, we're gonna go through one at a time. I just want to know what you're working on right now, and if anyone wanted to reach out, because Crystal B need a man. Just share like your social media or the best way to contact you. So we're gonna start with Kaya.
Well, my name is Kaya Kulu. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, interdisciplinary artist with a focus on music. You can find me at Miss Kaya Kulu on Instagram, MISSKAYAKULU, and I'm currently working on an album called Duality.
And tell people what duality is, because they're like, cool name. I don't
They're
know
like,
what that
huh, what's that? Words. Duality is when you can accept the parts of yourself that are not so good and the parts of yourself that are really good, and you can fuse them into one without separation. And it doesn't always have to do with your inner self, but it can do with things in life, like taking the good with the bad, accepting and forgiving, and also telling people where they messed up at. That's a duality that is very overlooked. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Don't worry, guys. I'm going to make sure all the social media is at the end. So go ahead, Crystal.
Where people can find me.
Yeah, can find
and
you.
what I'm
What you're
doing.
working on right now? What's in
Yeah.
the next step?
I'm working on a devotional that's gonna be very open for people to tell their own stories. Cause when I think about like the Bible, I'm like, who ever wrote their own story? Who do you know was like an autobiography? And it's a question that makes me think we have to tell our own stories. Even if you don't publish it, I want, and the vision that I have and I'm working on is to have it be the book of, and whatever your name is, so you can start filling in your testimony that, you know, in the event that you pass or when you go, your family has something that they could look back at like, oh, they went through this, they went through that. And there's no judgment or shame. It's just facts of your testimony in your life. So that's what I'm working on right now.
where do I buy it?
It'll be
When it's
up.
ready, just-
Search Crystal Giovanna Ferguson. It'll be up. And I'm gonna be going back to the studio because I write poetry and I think my voice, I like it on a track, if that makes sense. So I'll be going back to the studio to just encourage people using my tone. So you can find me on Instagram, Facebook. Instagram is Chrissy J. Facebook is Crystal Giovanna Ferguson.
Awesome. And we saved the best
that.
for last.
I'm screaming. You can find me on Instagram at The Crystal Capture. I'm currently working on thecrystalcapture.com. It's a place where I'm giving myself space to create and nurturing that inner creative kid. I'm also working on, in the short term, landing a consulting project with a beauty company, and then transitioning out of consumer products, hopefully into sustainable tourism. So if you're in that field, hit me up.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I am glad today that I had three, I'm Trinidadian, I can't pronounce that word. 3, 2 plus 1. 3 young ladies, fertile. 2 of them still need a man. And one obviously locked one down, took him straight out of prison and put him in a house. That's awesome. So guys, don't forget to check me out on all social media. Miss Francois, MSS_Francois. Of course, I always have it there because you all don't pay attention to nothing. You don't write anything down because you're lazy. But anyway, remember, guys, I am always saying exactly what you're thinking. Damn, I'm so good with my time. How do I do this shit?